Talk to us on 93.7 Citizen FM.
Yes, thank you for joining us on Citizen FM 93.7. My name is Lawrence UMOTTE. Welcome to INSIGT. Today's edition promises to be very, very interesting, especially for residents of the FCT, and you will understand in a moment. Most residents of Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, are contending with various challenges ranging from accommodation to transportation to insecurity, among others. Abuja, especially the city center, is considered expensive, and some reports have ranked it 31st most expensive city in the world by the Economic Commission for Africa Cost of Living Survey, which was conducted in some time ago. Residents are also worried that notwithstanding poor public utilities, they are compelled to pay levies and on virtually all facilities in the FCT. Observers also note that the FCT, especially the city center, is gradually becoming an elite settlement. They say Abuja has attracted a huge influx of people, which has led to the development of satellite towns. Some of them are well known: Kubwa, Karo, Nyanya, Maraba, and the rest of them, and other smaller settlements within and outside the FCT. Despite this, it's still a tough challenge living in the FCT, surviving in the FCT. There is the constant challenge of restoring the master plan of the city. Now, that's our focus on INSIGT today. Getting the FCT of our dream, the dream of the founding fathers, the FCT for all Nigerians. And well, I have a guest who is going to talk to us about this, and is a very competent person to do that. And I will unveil him after this short break. So please don't go away. INSIGT will return in a moment.
Celebrating our cultural pride is our core essence. Let's bring people together through communication as we say we would. Let's meet Oloye Babake.
tó bó ṣe rí lẹ́tí gbọ́n o ẹja pàwọ́pọ̀ ká ti ètò yìí lẹ́yìn gbogbo ọmọ káàárọ̀ jíire pátápátá bó ṣe rí lẹ́tí gbọ́n o ẹ ṣeun.
Alhaji Sadiq Abubakar.
Barkanmu da warhaka ku kasance tare da mu a cikin shirin kowane rana.
Ichie Ekene Ezebwe.
ụmụnne m na-esonyela na ya oge ọbụla ebe ọ na-akpọtụ ebe ejedebe ya na ebe a nọ ịghọtago adị m ekwuzikwa ka mmadụ.
And Olobowada.
Omigala mewala ikoi udama oshinyogba mewaka dama teduka nekito nyimbo kitekin wowo menitiru yijuki deya nyonwa chakadu udama igala.
Join us on Melting Pot every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we meet elders from our different ethnic groups in Nigeria and bring you closer to your roots. Live on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Melting Pot. Don't miss it.
We teach girls shame. Close your legs, cover yourself. We make them feel as though by being born female, they're already guilty of something.
So I think right now we have the chance to be heard, and that's why we're doing it. We're all doing it because we're asking to try and elicit change.
No woman should sit down and allow a man to speak about her reproductive rights.
But it is about opening spaces for other women and not to be seen as token, and that because I'm a woman, I'm only speaking about women at the table. No, I'm speaking about side of the table that is empty, and the women have to be there. So
I want us to leave this world better than we found it. And how I choose to affect change is by speaking up, by being the first, and by being the dominant.
Over 4 billion of the world's population are girls and women, also faced with challenges that affect our world and contributing solutions to them. Let's have conversations and get some answers to them through their eyes and voices. Tune in to Perspectives, where we discuss important issues ranging from climate change, politics, health, the economy, and lifestyle on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Weekdays from midday. Perspectives. Conversations that matter.
Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, bringing you news updates on digital technology around us, discussing the latest developments and how technology can enrich you and make your life more exciting. Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, welcome to our world of technology. Every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12, Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, expanding our global reach through technology.
ụmụnne m na ụmụnna m oge ndị Igbo na-abịaziri unu ụbọchị Satọde na ụbọchị Sọnde n'ọwata aka n'elekere nke 4. Oge ndị Igbo bụ oge anyị ji anọrị, oge gị na-ekene Ezepwe na-eji akparịkọta ụbụbọ kabarụ na-esonyela anyị. Nke a bụ nke anyị. Ụmụnne m daalụnụ.
Abuja, let's talk about
Yes, thank you for joining us again. It's still INSIGT on Citizen FM 93.7. My name is Lawrence UMOTTE, and as I said earlier, we are taking a very deep look at the Abuja Master Plan. What is wrong with Abuja today? Is this the FCT that our founding fathers had in mind when the federal capital was moved from Lagos to this place? What are the challenges? Is this something that no government can tackle? Or is there something wrong with us as a people generally? I think there are so many questions as far as the FCT is concerned. And when we talk about the FCT too, there are so many issues. So, but as we commence this program, you can join us on our live stream on Citizen FM. That's our live stream on YouTube. Type in Citizen FM 93.7. You can also listen to us online on www.citizenfm.ng. Not forgetting that you can follow us on our social media on Facebook at Citizen FM Abuja, on Instagram at Citizen FM 937, and also on Twitter at Citizen FM 937. Any of these platforms, you can join us. And don't forget that you can also join us on our phone numbers. You can call us on 0903 2229 797. You can also call us on 0818 2222 205. Or you can join us on 0808 2222 037. Any of these numbers, and also you can send us a WhatsApp message. Oops, messages are already coming in. Okay, why don't you just wait for me to unveil? Guess what? Anyway, maybe I'll just take this message from Abiodun, who writes in from Abacha Road. Says he's writing in from Abacha Road in Maraba. He says, I can't wait. Thank you. He says, thank you, Citizen FM, for this opportunity. I don't know who your guest is, but I can't wait to for you to unveil the guest, because there are so many issues that we need to talk about concerning the FCT and environs. A lot of issues. Please, let's kickstart the program. Okay, Biodun, thank you so much. Our guest is already in the building, just trying to settle down, and we will kick off as soon as he settles down. Don't forget the numbers to call 0903 2229 797, or you can also call us on 0818 2222 205 or 0808 2222 037. It's Insight, and we are looking at restoring the Abuja master plan. What are the challenges? And that's what we intend to do on Insight today. Please don't go away. We will return in a moment. so much for staying tuned. It's still Insight on Citizen FM 93.7, and it's Insight. And on Insight today, we are looking at the FCT restoring the master plan of the FCT. And just before we commence, a little quick of a background information concerning the FCT, and it's called the Federal Capital Territory, commonly known as the FCT. The city was formed, so to speak, in 1976 from parts of the states of the old Kaduna, Kwara, Niger, and Plateau states, with bulk of the landmass carved out of Niger State. The Federal Capital Territory is within the north-central region of the country. Unlike other states of Nigeria, which are headed by elected governors, it is administered by the Federal Capital Territory Administration, which is headed by a minister who is appointed by the president. The Federal Capital Territory was created upon the promulgation of Decree number 6 of 1976. It came into existence due to a need to find a replacement for the capital city of Lagos, which had become congested and had little space for expansion. The area chosen as the new capital was principally Gwari land. That's the home of the tribes referred to as the Bagis. Their language is referred to as Gwari, with high concentration of both Muslims and Christians and a high degree of neutrality from dominant ethnic groups. It is considered the least populated state in Nigeria. Decree number 6 of 1976 gave the federal government rights over land within the territory. The population density prior to the takeover by the government was sparse, with a population of a paltry 120 million residents living in 840 villages and mostly of Gwari heritage. Inhabitants were relocated to nearby towns like Suleja in Niger State and other places. So essentially, that's how the FCT came about, and it was supposed to be a capital of the country, which was situated at the center of the country, and with enough land for infrastructure, and also a place that would be easily accessible to all Nigerians from every part of the country. So that was how this city became known as the Federal Capital Territory. But over the years, a lot has happened, and a lot of the ideas of the founding fathers seem to have been jettisoned by successive governments. Infrastructures, monuments, and so many other things have been disregarded. A lot of things have happened over the years, and the current government thinks that it needs to restore that master plan, and that's our focus on the program today. Thank you for staying tuned. Finally, we are kicking off on Insights, and my guest is already seated. My guest is Attah Ikharo, who is the Senior Special Assistant to the Minister of the FCT on Monitoring, Inspection, and Enforcement. Attah, thank you so much for joining us on Insight today.
Thank you very much. A wonderful, splendid time being at the Citizens platform here, and hoping to go with you.
Thank you so much. I knew that it took you so much, and the notice was quite short, and we are grateful that you are here in the studio.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, straight on, Attah. For you, even though I've known you for almost 20 years as a journalist, But today, Attah Ikharo is almost synonymous with demolition, displacement, and stuff like that. How are you taking this new identity?
Somehow, that's what Garabashe, when we met at the State House, he described me as having committed a class suicide. And I told him as a senior colleague that sometimes in life there are things you really don't plan for. And when people may likely want to understand how a journalist turned enforcer got into this seat where today my very senior colleague here, Mr. Lawrence, would be interviewing me as a far younger person in the broadcast industry and the journalism profession here. It's something that you in life with dynamic, and being dynamic, you learn to follow the process going forward here. I had only shared the story and I'll share it here. I had gone to interview the minister on the 18th of September 2019, and some of the traffic issues around the Abuja Kefi expressway when you are going after close of work. And that day he just before the interview pronounced, okay, we need a task force now to clear that. Journalists, you're a task force chairman, go get the job done. And I was shocked. I said, I'm a journalist to interview. He said, no, you know the problem, go and get the job done. Well, I was still struggling to actually come to terms. Is this a statement now what the PAMSEC then, Sir Christian Chiaka told me, Attah, you can do the job, and you can do the job pretty very well. And we went ahead, we did that job, and after doing that job, just dovetailing into 2020, COVID came in. And when COVID came in, the next thing is, from what you've done within these few months, you can actually lead the process in the fight against COVID and trying to enforce compliance when it comes to COVID-19 protocols across the FCT. And we did that here. When COVID-19 appears to be done and dusted, the minister appointed me the SAME, and we had to look at enforcement within the context of building plan contravention, enforcement within the context of environmental nuisance, enforcement within the context of those going against traffic, and general enforcement here. I think that is just all. For me, it's something shocking. I'm getting used to it, and maybe government is ending. Like what I told someone here, I'm very much having gone through this voyage, having gone through this diaspora activity here. I'm hoping that when government ends in May, I will actually find myself back to my profession in journalism.
Okay, Attah. Now let's start with demolition. Although I know I've listened to some of your interviews, you prefer softer words like removal and stuff, but it is what it is. People have been displaced, and several places across the FCT these things happen, and it becomes a normal thing. After 6 months, people regroup and enforcement officers go there again, displace them. Another 8 months down the line, the situation happens again. Isn't there a long-term solution to this?
I think the first thing first is the long-term solution to illegality is people doing their work every day. And that's why sometimes when we walk and somebody say, hey guys, are you not tired? Are you not just going to get tired? Because they've come to a point where they believe that those in government quarters are supposed to get tired. Now, today, I'm here on radio answering question, speaking because the public have the right to know. And Citizens FM is giving me the platform to come and actually speak to the people who pay me the salary. Now, if I'm to be paid the salary, I must justify the work I do every single day. That's why I told people the only best solution to actually remove illegality and remove illegality permanently going forward is to work every single day. Those who commit illegality, who contravenes the master plan, who violate every single part of the plan, be it the transportation master plan that prohibits Okada in some area, be it the master plan for how the environment will look that doesn't allow bacha shanties and others to come up, be it the structural master plan and development control handle. If those people know that this bulldozer will work every day, every single day, when we go out to remove illegality, to give us the global city we look for, they won't come out. But somehow they know that we are going through public service bureaucracy. When you come out one day, you raise a file to buy diesel, the file will pass through, God knows the process, and at the end of 2-3 months, the file will come out. Within that 3 months, they want to commit it. So what we try to do is to ensure every single day this machine works. So when the machine keep working, that's where you hear the noise.
Okay, Attah, if you do your work every day, how come a building is allowed to get to completed stage before demolition takes place? What happens?
Thank you very much. You know, sometime during the last month in December, there was real heavy removal, and there was this noise everywhere. Talk about Gusape, talk about Katampe, talk about areas of Durumi. People cried and shout because why? We observe this. There are many reasons involved. One, and we must state that very clearly and be bold to say it going forward. One, like the Director of Development Control, Tampanamuta Galadima, MNI, would tell us very clearly that sometimes even those in the system compromise.
And what happens to them?
No, they are punished. They are punished. We've seen that where minister had driven to after COVID-19. We saw that the illegalities in Ido-Seriki had gotten to the main road. And the man said, what? How managed within COVID period? Men were building illegal structures like mad. Let me use that language now. And the man saw it and asked the people, what did you do? Did you mark? Did you do anything? And we discovered that the man people just kept quiet, say everybody should be removed and queried. And immediately he gave us the marching order, go knock this thing down. And we went there, serve notices, give them time, and we remove everything. Now, that is one. Number two, some persons do illegality, like during COVID-19 period, where people are locked down, some want to commit. During public holiday period, some people also want to commit illegality. But no matter what it is, these structures ought not to come up in the first place, because we have officers that man this district when it comes to development control, Abuja environmental and whatever. And when they check, they see we go out, we hit. That's why I keep telling people something, that from all what we observe here, it shouldn't have come out in the first place. But now they are out. I wasn't there when most of them were built, but sadly the mandate is work with relevant directors and department and get these things knocked down. And we are removing the illegality. Someone asked you that question again, why do people wait for them? But I said, well, I wasn't there, but they are up and we still need to just go and remove them.
Okay, we also know that sometimes it looks as if emphasis is placed on the city centers. The satellite towns are hardly the focus of most of this demolition, although it happens once in
everywhere.
A while. But it's like it's a sin to build shanties near where the rich people stay.
No.
They can be forgiven if they go to Kwali, for example.
No, it's not true. It's not true. If you follow us, sir, we've gone to Kwali. The heavy notorious shanty around the federal government secondary school there, the one where the trailer drivers used to stay, and we got some brothel for what they call short time. We knocked those ones out in Kwali. Buhari had tested constantly. The law school area adjoining the market had tested the machines and have felt the need not to bring legality to the main road. We have not finished that, Buhari. We are going back there. Kuje, you know of Kuje. Kuje was a big outcry out. Those who took the rail corridor of a future railway corridor or railroad, they built on it heavily. We knocked those things out. We've not finished Kuje. Kuje is still work in progress. Yanya had tested the machine. Yanya is even familiar with it. Pape own was everywhere in the media. No one felt we could go to Pape because Pape really was not touched for long. So we had to go to Pape, knock off the container, knock it towards the road, stretching deep down after the beggar quarry, hoping deep down after the market area, thinking we could even go the road going to Shari Gwalu. We've really touched many areas. Even the Gwarimpa axis, Dusi Alahaji axis, all these areas have felt the touch of the machines here. The one of the elite is because when you hit the elite, that of the elite are superstructures. Maybe the one you hit in the suburbs, the highest you could hit there may just be maybe a duplex or a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom, the highest. Most of them are Bacha, Shanti, Monkey villages and others here. But when you come to hit in Maitama, hit somewhere in Gwarimpa, hit somewhere in Katampe extension, you know you are hitting something that is more of a big structure, that some of them maybe won't be valued to about $1 billion or whatever. So when you are hitting that one and someone takes the phone, do a video recording, everyone's you mean you guys did this? God will punish you. You are bad. I've seen that somewhere. But when we tell people, some of these guys built on road corridors, some on waterways, but we need to take them out. No matter how big they are, if you are both to take that of the poor man in Pape that brings everything to the main road, then the one of the big man in Guzape or Asukuru who contravene must also feel the same touch of the caterpillar.
Okay, Attah, yeah, you know, the essence of government is enforcement of discipline, enforcement of law. But government also owes a duty to its citizen to provide for citizens. Is the FCC not bothered that some of these displaced people, especially the very poor ones, don't have anywhere to go?
The issue of displaced people, they have places to go. I'm serious here.
Like seriously?
Yes, very, very seriously. Very, very. A man who built a house worth 1 billion.
No, I'm not talking about those kind of
that
people.
one.
I'm talking about the ones with shanties.
The one with shanty. They have somewhere to go. I've always told the people in shanty, when we meet and they come around doing this, they come to meet me. We talk. I told them, if you take your shanty somewhere into Sherry Galway,
okay, where you will not be a nuisance to the rich people.
No, not to the rich, not to the rich. Take your shanty somewhere into around the interior of Karishi, into the interior of Kuje, into the interior somewhere afar off in Buare. People will not disturb. I'm being very frank here. But when you build your shanty in the heart of Mpape, some poor guys are there. But you now decide to carry all your what you call it, cement bag and everything and put it there. It becomes a security threat because criminals will abide there. Even the one in Kuje, we saw similar thing. If you all feel you want to stay, you shouldn't, with due apology. There are shanties everywhere in the world, even in United States. But somehow, somewhat, it's not like the one we see where somebody just go to a road corridor and knock, let me use that language, someone tell me, and knock bacha. He said, just knock bacha in a full road stretch. Even in Karo, he said, no, you can, if this bacha is somewhere far off around the hill, people won't disturb you.
Okay, I know that one of the arguments put forward by the government is that, okay, they need to clean up the city, they need to restore the master plan.
Correct.
Also, there's also another side to the argument that also this will also reduce criminality.
Correct.
Has there been any scientific or data to prove that over the years since you began this operation, the rate of crime has reduced?
Correct. It has dropped. It has clearly dropped. Because one, let me tell you, if it is the issue of Okada riders, because enforcement is not just about demolition, we remove Okada riders, we remove Bacha, we remove Shanti, we do other enforcement within what all the enforcements are allowed within the framework of how it is required. Now, if it is within Okada riders, when you take Okada riders away from areas like Durumi, when you go back, even those in Durumi, even part of Kubwa, I know, let me use the language that one of the GPO we use. Say the moment your team comes to Kubwa and touch this Okada men, everywhere will be soft, at least for 2-3 weeks to a month. They will behave themselves accordingly. Now, when you go to Bacha and Shantis, we've gone through Bachas, we've gone through Shantis. Moment you raid Bachas and Shantis, those criminals, you've displaced them. And like I always tell somebody, when you raid Bacha, raid Shantis, I don't know why, but I sympathize with our female folks. You see female handbag, female ATM, female shoes. Why? And most times, these are things that are stolen from ladies. When you finish, you make arrest. Some of them are put on trial. Whatever it is, you clear that particular area. The criminals will look for a place to actually stay first because they need shelter. They will run. But when you leave them in a particular location to hibernate, commit their crimes, certainly, imagine the ones in the city center. We had a case where the Bolingo area became an area for high-tech criminal. Under bridges and other people just come to the bridge, you slow down your cab for the traffic light, and somebody will come and rob you and whatever. Having touched all of them, you could agree with me that the crime rate has dropped. Even when you go to the suburbs, when you take about Babambola, the crime rate in that area drops. It's everywhere. If we leave them and we fold our hands for these criminals to stay and have a field day, I'm telling you the truth, like I always tell them biblically, we'll be in a state of Ella Lama Sabatani.
All right, if you're just joining us, it's Insight on Citizen FM, and we are talking with Attah Ikharo, who is the special assistant to the Minister of the FCT on monitoring, inspection, and enforcement. And we are talking FCT, reclaiming the city, so to speak. If you have any call, if you have any question, you can call us on our regular numbers 0903 22797, or you can also call us on 0818 2222205 0808 2222037. We have a caller here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Lawrence.
Good morning, sir. Please,
Happy New Year.
we wish you the same. Please go ahead. 60 seconds, please.
Okay, now. Quick to say. Your guest has spoken well. How do they do about the Almajiris? They have come back, even the beggars.
Okay.
They have not yet said anything about them. See them roaming inside the city.
All right. Okay.
That is my
You
question.
didn't tell us. You didn't tell us your name.
I'm David now. You're regular.
I know. Okay. For
Yeah,
record,
Sokoro.
for record purposes.
Happy New Year.
I wish you the same, David. Thank you so much.
Well, Mr. David, I think from our own end, if you want to feel that, you go to Area 3 office, the Abuja Environmental Office Area 3, you will see them in very large number. Very, very large number. We clear them every day. We return them back to their states of origin, because what they do contravenes the AEPB Act of 1997 that actually prohibit acts that prohibit that speak against actions that actually disturb the citizen. So in that particular, we clear them a lot. You go to SDS, Social Welfare Department in Area 10, we clear them. The more you clear them, you evacuate them, they come back. But we can't stop.
Okay, Attah, what's the level of advocacy that the FCT is doing in terms of, because it's one thing to just do enforcement. People also need to know that their lives are at risk living in shanties, exposed to criminals, and so many other things. What's the level of advocacy?
There have been high level of advocacy over time, and that's why I asked someone one day that what is your awareness level to what we do? He said, let me speak in our own pidgin English. He said, before we build Bacha, we know say una go come. That means there's already a consciousness that government is going to come here. So I'm not going to put anything. I'm going to get cement bag. I'm going to go out there, steal flex banner from billboards or wherever they are doing this roadside advert, and build a Bacha. Because I know that one day government will come to clear this. So the moment they get to a point where they say, okay, government is no longer coming again, they will look for blocks and start to build something. But they know that so within that framework, they are conscious that, look, someone will come and take us from the illegal spot where we are. And generally, sometimes we go for media houses. Imagine 1 hour or so you spend in today, and people following you very, very keenly on this particular popular FM brand. Advocacy is on. That's the truth. But anyone who feels okay, it's not going to come through, we'll keep doing it.
Okay, away from demolition, let's look at transportation.
Correct.
Now, the Abacha barracks axis has become something of a nightmare.
Correct.
Ironically, you were talking it this morning. That's why we started a little bit late.
Correct.
What can be done to resolve that bottleneck?
Let me tell you what I have said. I knew that we would get to this sorry state. So when the federal government, that particular road is a road under the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. As a journalist that covered Ministry of Works in 2003, 4, 5, 6, and 7, I had always, when the road expansion took place before, we had to go back at a certain point with the then Minister of Works, Ogule, and complained that the road needs some more touch, which was given to it a little from 2 lane to 3 lane, and later on, as things progressed, they had to add additional lane. Now, I knew, as what we describe as cheap prophecy in journalism, that the Abacha barracks expansion from after AYA Bridge, connecting it through Kugbo Declivity, through Karo Bridge, through Yanya Interchange, and stopping the first point at where they call the checkpoint point, that after expanding this, you are only expanding into a crisis. Because if you don't do some engineering touch on the Abacha barracks area, where you need to expand the road to go the exact format of exit and the exact format of entering into the city, you have a problem. When you are going back now in the evening from AY, you have 2 lanes, the main carriageway and the service lane going down. When you're coming in to the city in the morning during the rush hour, the road is conscripted into a single lane around the Abacha barracks area. And I've shared that with Ministry of Works Engineer. Then we had the Director of Federal Highways, Engineer Nee, that if you are expanding this road, you are only expanding it into a crisis, because something must be clearly stated here going forward, that when people come from the Ikharo Bridge, those who are coming in from, if you look at the road on all sides, that particular area have been heavily developed. Developed in the sense that from Yanya, you go to Maraba, you go to Ado, you go Maraba to Waman Village to Ado to New Yanya, you go down to Uke, Zimbabwe, Masaka, Aotaba, Alefi, and you go to Kefi. From the Karishi axis, from the Yanya axis, from Yanya you go to Jukwe. Jukwe is already fully developed. You go to Pegi, from Pegi you go to Orozo, from Orozo you go to Gidamangoro, you go to Gidandaya, you go to areas like Maraba Loko. Now those areas are fully developed. Now when you are flowing into town without an engineering touch on that particular axis, you will be in problem. Some are saying no, that the Apo Karishi will be an alternative. I say it may be an alternative, but not in the immediate, because the heavy volume of traffic coming in from the Lokogoma axis towards the Apo shop right is already heavy on its own already. Releasing Karishi that is already fully developed now to that place, that problem, the Ministry of Works, Mabushi, should liaise with the garrison